Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What is going on, my fabulous YouTube family? It's your boy, Mr. Urban Survivor Guy, out here in his second home, cold parking lot. Just had this wonderful coffee, and the caffeine is hitting the bloodstream. And I don't know why. I was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and just drop some more street knowledge for the peoples out there that wants to go ahead and listen. Because every single day is a new learning experience, and I might as well go ahead and share my knowledge to the peoples out there that wants to listen. And so, you know what, I went ahead and changed the title of this channel because I've been not giving credit. I was doing a disservice to one of my hardcore stalker. I thought I was alone in life and all that stuff, but he's always there, watching, making sure that I know my place in society as a loser. And so I was like, yeah, let me go ahead and change the title, so just in case if I ever get big, whatever, that he has some rights to, monetize his name, Urban Survivor Guy Stalker. And so, yeah, guys, this basically, this is what I wanted to share with the people because, I'm brand new to the social media and all that stuff, and I started late in the game because I already knew a lot of times social media was just a lot of young folks showboating, new cars, new bitches, whatever, this and that. And I was like, you know what? At 50 years of age, that isn't my cup of tea. But, once I went ahead and started spitting knowledge onto the internet, people started realizing, like, you know what, this guy has street knowledge that they want to listen to because he's not going to boast about how hard he is or, whatever, this and that. He's actually giving life lessons. And so people watch, people listen. And like I said, you guys, man, there's no freaking video editing or whatever it is or trying to be famous, whatever like that. I'm just doing it because it's like it kind of give other people a heads up, like this is what's going to happen if you do this and do that. And what's it called? You're only on this planet for a short amount of time, and at least you could go ahead and give other people, what's it called, your life lessons. Because if I would have known how YouTube and social media played out and how people die over this social media stuff, then I probably wouldn't even stepped on. Because some people, social media is more important than the real life. And a lot of people, they fake the funk. They what's it called, they try to better themselves over every other person. There's people that want to go ahead and push other people down to make themselves feel better. And that's where you look at it as society and stuff like that. It's like, I mean, you guys see me. I mean, I wear the same clothes. I really don't give a shit. I'm not here to try to impress anybody. The only person that I want to go ahead and be better is the person I'm looking in the mirror each morning. It's like, what did you do today that made you feel good, feel better, or whatever like that? I don't really care if the guy owns 2 houses, paid off, or whatever it is. That's not my problem. My problem is, what did I do this morning to go ahead and better myself? And a lot of people on this planet, they don't get that concept. It's always the ego because they haven't awoken. They've been brainwashed to this freaking like society of competition against this person and that person, because that's how society sees it. You want to have the nicest car, you want to have the hottest bitches, you want more. And it's like, I was in the same position before, just always chasing trying to be better than the next person, because that's what your parents taught you, that's what society taught you, that's what the media taught you, that the winner takes it all. And then as you start to mature and you start getting older, it's like, man, you know what? That's not my cup of tea no more. I'm not there to try to impress anybody but myself. So if I ride the shaggy wagon and the honeys don't like it, I really don't care. Just as long as it runs good and it turns on for me when I start it, cool. Now, if the po-pos pull over because the registration expired, then it's a different story. But other than that, I'm okay with it, because I don't want to go ahead and get into debt to get another car, to pay insurance, to do this and do that. I'm happy just as long as it runs. And like I was telling you guys, I'm not in any competition with anybody else except for myself the day before. And the sheeps of this planet, the lost ones, they don't understand that concept. They always want to make themselves feel better than somebody else. I mean, and that's the whole thing I see, like with the Cambodian American communities in America, especially over here in Long Beach, which is like the biggest Cambodian American city outside of Cambodia. It's always a competition. It's never about trying to help the peoples up. It's always about, you know what? I got this, I got that, and you don't have shit. And like I tell everybody, they see as I'm an outcast, because it's like, dude, I'm not trying to fit in. I'm not trying to get your approval or whatever the situation is. And so I become an oddball, and it's like, I wish I would have been stronger back in the days, because I would have just said, you know what, I'm not down with this foolishness of how the Cambodian community operates, because I'm a person that wants to go ahead and support the whole community, and no color lines and no whatsoever. And a lot of the people, in the Cambodian community, is always about that. I'm gonna try to be better than the next person. It's called crabs in the bucket mentality. And so, I still see it out there, Cambodia town, Long Beach, guys 55 years old, sagging the pants, trying to act hard. I'm like, you're trying to act hard in the 1 or 2 block that you terrorize, that is owned by somebody else. Don't make sense, but you can't not go ahead and try to talk sense into somebody that, they're not educated. So, like I said, a lot of times when you actually tell real shit, when you talk the real talk, people don't like it, because they are freaking brainwashed into what this whole media, this whole society tells them, And so let me go ahead and give you a little example. Like in Cambodia, having dark skin, having dark color car, having dark color phones is not really looked upon. It's like, it's kind of frowned. It's like, if you had an iPhone that was either white, black, or gold, black would have the least demand, and the resale value is low and stuff like that. It's like, it's the the last resort. And it could be the same spec, same everything like that, everything brand new and all that stuff, but the society has been brainwashed so much that they say, you know what, the darker color is less wanted, less resale, less everything, because this whole freaking society, I'm not gonna, I hate to say it, but the Jews that runs the whole freaking capitalistic society, they put it into people's brain. Like, if you're a person of color, you're not as good as somebody that is whitewashed, that's really white and all that stuff. And that's how even the own Cambodian people look down on each other, because they said they give you less value. When I went to go ahead and try to get a freaking teaching job in Cambodia, and they saw my name, and they're just like, are you Cambodian American? Because I see your name and stuff like that. It's like, we're not really looking for a Cambodian American. They don't want Khmer face teaching the other Cambodians, even if you're bilingual or even trilingual. They want a white face to represent the school, even if that person is not qualified or is a child molester or whatever the situation is. It's all about having a white face to show that, I don't know, like I said, this whole freaking society has been brainwashed, and the people that's really illiterate, they're still sipping on that Kool-Aid of the same shit, where they even give the own people less value. You know, the same English teacher that if it was like a foreign European or American or whatever that's white, is going to get a higher salary than, say, a Cambodian American that has 2 languages under the belt. It is what it is. You can't fight the system. It's the same thing over here in America. Pretty much same thing all over the world. You know, that's this whole colonizing mentality. And it's like, once you become awakened, you see all that shit that's happening. And that's why you don't really try to compete, because, you know, in Buddhism, this land right here, this building and all that stuff, isn't going to be here forever. The only reason why it's still here is because the companies are paying the taxes to keep it in operation. But if the company goes bankrupt, it's gone. And I see a whole bunch of people, like, all their lives is spending 40 to 50 years of their life working, paying for a property that they think they own. Try, what's it called, not paying your car annual registration each year, or your property taxes on your house. The government's going to come down and sweep it, and it's gone. It's no longer yours. And so once you start that awakening process that we don't own anything on this planet, everything changes. Your whole mentality, your whole perspective changes, because you're not going to waste all that time freaking, you know, working to pay for something that you know that's eventually not going to be yours. And, you know, just like I said, guys, there's a whole bunch of sheeps on this planet that's sipping that Kool-Aid, that they will never be awakened of the situation. You know, they're always like, I want to be better, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. And it's just like, you're just playing into the system. Because if I was out there doing the same shit that I did for the 40 years, just working for somebody, living paycheck to paycheck and getting nowhere, you know, then I'll be crazy. And now I'm actually happy. I got stable housing, and got food in the belly, and I'm just like, so, how you say it? I'm just so happy because you know, you got this ability to go ahead and convince people to go ahead and give you $80 to $100 worth of food that they have, so that you could go ahead and put them up on game, and it's a win-win situation for both people. And it's like, wow, you know, that's my little hobby, is going out there and eating different foods and this and that, and I don't have to pay for it. And it's like, you know, and it just only gets bigger and bigger. The only problem is like, I just got to watch out how much red meat and all this other stuff that I consume, because sometimes it's too much is not good. The same thing with, like, say, uploading videos. Too much is, it takes over you. Well, anyways, guys, that's pretty much, I just wanted to share more street knowledge with the people, because I never knew that you know, I would get to the time when I have people stalking, like, you know, watching every single one of my videos maybe 100 times, and, you know, listening and rewinding and anger, you know, because you're actually doing something productive. And well, all I can say to the people is, you know what, if you feel lonely and you don't think that anybody cares about you, get yourself a stalker or two, because they'll go ahead and remind you, you know, they'll call the police on you just to let you, you know, make sure that you're okay. They'll try to go ahead and contact the VA and tell them you're a scammer and all that shit. And every time you go live stream, they just want to let you know that you're a loser in life, you know. But it's all good. Like I said, guys, I mean, words are just words. You know, I'm not even worried about it because the same stalker is the same guy that I used to eat lunch with and hang out at his house and all that stuff. And just like, you know, the popo know where you live if, you know, whatever it is. I mean, let's, like I said, it's the only thing I feel about it is the mental, what's it called? The mental degradation of how social media affects people. Because there's incidents where somebody on social media in Las Vegas took somebody else's life over some kind of post or whatever like that. And, you know, in LA, all the freaking gangs, they go out there and they post all the stuff about the other gangs or other this and that, and it's got so much drama. And I'm like, you know what? I got too much to lose to deal with this social media drama, so I'm just not even gonna say too much. But this is just another learning lessons for people out there that maybe want to become a YouTuber, a TikToker, or whatever it is. It's like, you know what? The more you expose yourself to millions and millions of people out there, you're gonna have some crazy Looney Tunes that's gonna be after you, whether you like it or not. And so instead of trying to keep on blocking them, because my stalker found a way to, you know, circumvent the system, I can't block them. So I might as well just go ahead and invite them, just, you know, let them rant, whatever it is on the live stream, whatever, just as long as it doesn't affect me. Cool, you know, because I mean, pretty sure the audience is gonna see, like, you know, this guy doesn't have nothing else to do than try to bring you down. And it's your own Cambodian American people that hates it when you're out there smiling, sipping that VSOP, eating some good food, whatever it is. Anyways, guys, thank you for tuning in, and peace out.